Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and hello everyone. We are delighted to present our Unity project titled Ecosophy Wildlife Journey. For this project, we choose the theme Eco Zoo or Wildlife Journey, where players can explore different animal habitats, including the rainforest and ocean. There are 3 group members with their respective roles throughout the project development. First, Nurul Izzah was responsible for designing and developing the rainforest environment, including the overall concept and visual design. Ani Sophia focused on the ocean environment, where she designed the scene and developed its overall concept. Lastly, I am Norma Zatul Aina and I was responsible for the VR scene integration and teleportation system. Now, without further ado, let's begin our adventure in Ecosophy Wildlife Journey.
Next, I will demonstrate the rainforest section of our project. In this section, the player's main objective is to extinguish 10 fires and save the rainforest. The instructions are displayed on the left side of the screen. The player can use the W, A, S and D keys to move around the environment. To begin the mission, the player approaches the hose nozzle and press the E key to collect it. Once collected, the nozzle appears in the player's hand and the player can use it to extinguish the fires. To extinguish a fire, the player needs to walk close to it while carrying the hose nozzle. The water spray will put out the fire and the fire counter at the top right corner will increase. For example, after the first fire is extinguished, the progress changes from 0 out of 10 to 1 out of 10. Besides completing the fire extinguishing mission, the player can also interact with animals in the rainforest. When the player approaches the deer and press the E key, an educational panel appears. This panel displays a short fun fact about the deer or rusa in Bahasa Melayu. The educational interaction allows players to learn more about rainforest animals while exploring the environment. The player must explore the rainforest and locate all the remaining fires. The progress counter helps the player keep track of how many fires have been successfully extinguished. After viewing the information, the player can move away from the animal and continue the main mission. The player continues walking around the environment and extinguishing the remaining fires until the progress reaches 10 out of 10. Once all 10 fires has been extinguished, a success message appears. The message informs the player that the rainforest have been saved and instruct the player to proceed toward the bridge. Before leaving the rainforest, the player can interact with another animal, which is the tiger. By approaching the tiger and pressing the E key, this panel presents a short fun fact about tiger and their importance as wildlife in the rainforest. After completing the rainforest mission and viewing the animal information, the player proceeds toward the bridge.
For my part, I was responsible for developing the scene integration and teleportation system. To make the transition between environments more immersive, I designed the teleportation portal using a water spell effect. I intentionally placed the portal on the bridge because the next environment is the ocean. This creates the illusion that the player falls into a magical body of water before arriving in the underwater world.
This scene focuses on SDG 14 left below water. The GUI is designed to be simple and informative. On the screen, players can see the garbage collection counter, interaction instructions, and educational information panels which only appear 10 seconds after interaction, allowing players to enjoy exploring the environment without cluttering the screen. For the gameplay, the player controls the diver using the W, A, S, and D keys to swim, while space key moves the diver upward and left control moves downward. Players can interact with marine animals by pressing E to learn interesting facts about shark, the juvenile sea turtle, and the crystal jellyfish. The main objective is to collect all floating garbage bags scattered throughout the ocean. When the player approaches a garbage bag and presses E, the garbage is removed, a sound effect is played, and the collection counter is updated. The environment uses a colorful low-poly art style to create a friendly and educational atmosphere. To make the underwater world feels more immersive, I added animated marine animals, floating garbage, underwater lighting environment, bubbles, and ambient ocean sound effects. Each animal also has unique swimming behaviors to make the ecosystem feels more alive. One of the main challenges was making the underwater environment look realistic while also maintaining good performance, which was solved by combining simple visual effects, particle systems, and lightweight animations. Another challenge was balancing education with gameplay. Rather than displaying long paragraphs, I concise fun facts through interactive panels to allow an engaging educational gameplay experience. After collecting all 10 garbage bags, a completion message thanks the player for helping protect our oceans and reminds them that even small actions contribute to SDG 14 and SDG 15, helping preserve wildlife and their habitats for future generations.